Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Howdy doody. How is everybody tonight? How are you there? Welcome to the daily live stream. We are going to do, I think we're going to do a spaghetti strain. I'm tempted. It's cold out here, by the way. Hurricane Michael came through here like no tomorrow, and move this out of the way. Left quite a destructive path in its wake, and I didn't know if I was going to do a show tonight, but I decided gotta go on with the show. So I really like the colors that turned out from the last pour that I did. So I'm going to go with them again, and that's the neon colors, the 6 neon colors and the 6 color shift colors. So we're going to use those again tonight, and I'm going to pour this board. I did flip cups with those, but I haven't decided tonight yet what I'm going to do. So I'm definitely open to suggestions. I'm not sure how to use a spaghetti strainer, so I'm kind of hesitant to use that. I really liked, I used the Deco Art. Let me look at the label real quick. I used a different medium, pouring medium. I used Deco Art pouring medium, and that came out beautifully. It provided a glossy coat, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. So I'm going to use that medium again tonight and hopefully get some good results. This will probably be the last night that I pour outside. I'm going to use tomorrow after I get some sleep tonight to move everything inside, clean up the room, the studio on the inside, and rearrange, find some space for drying and whatnot. I don't have a lot of space inside for big pieces, which is why I've been coming outside. So hopefully we can figure something out for inside, and that won't interfere too much with the kitty cats, because that is their room, and I try to put the paintings up so that they won't get on them too much. We will be doing more of the smaller paintings if we're inside, and hopefully if the weather doesn't stay too cold, we'll be able to do a couple things on the outside, probably during the day, because I like my big piece. I have several. I got 10 of these pieces, and I won't be able to do any of them inside unless something changes. So how are you doing tonight? What are you up to besides watching the crazy paint lady on YouTube? Sorry, I didn't have the paints mixed. I've been dealing with several different issues. I had to get a new phone today. My phone bit the dust, so some major issues. I saw my daughter and grandson today. It's been a while. I haven't seen him since probably 2 weeks after he was born. He's now 2 months old, so that was really nice. He is such a cutie, and she chose a painting that she wanted. It was really a special thing. She chose the one I had picked out actually to give her. and it's kind of fun. So there was that. Let's see. We have 2 down trees, and actually it's 2 trees that half of the tree fell down. No damage, thank goodness, to our home. Jeanette and I were both in the garage when we heard this loud bang and against the garage wall and window, and we both looked at each other like, what is that? I was laying in my room before that, and I heard a horrible noise, and I asked her, I said, Janetta, what is that? And she said, no, I don't know. And I looked out the window and I saw things going one way. I saw things going another way. And I would have sworn it was a tornado. She said, there's no tornado warnings. And, I haven't heard any or seen anything saying there was a tornado in our area. But, I swear by it, it was a tornado. It might have just briefly touched down. It was probably the scariest thing I have experienced in a while. Blue violet flash? I have the wrong one. Hold on a second. I'm on the blue flash. I hadn't opened that one. So it rained, cats and dogs, wind was howling. It was quite a scary ordeal yesterday. And then to find out our other roommate was driving around in it, and we went to call. We got the alert on our phone that she was arriving at home, and I went to call her to tell her we were raising up the garage door for her. And I asked her, I said, do you see the tree that's down? She said, no, I'm not. I said, how can you not see it? It's right next to you. And she said, I'm not home yet. I said, oh, well, when you get here, it's right next to the driveway. Look to your right. And she said, oh, I'm seeing it now. I'm at the stop sign. So we are going to have to find a contractor to cut the limbs up. We'll probably save some of the wood for firewood, seeing as we have a campfire in the backyard for last. The vision quest trips that we do, we have council in the backyard for Living Heart and Soul Truth. Unfortunately, because of having to get a new phone, I'm not going to be able to do the Made for the Holidays craft show because the fees for that are due tomorrow, and I'm not going to be able to do that. So hopefully I'll be able to get something together for some of the later craft shows, but I might not be able to enter anything until after the new year. But that's okay. I'll get things together between now and then. So I'm going to get black and white together. Whoa! 2 more. Take all my black and white. Definitely got some black. I think all the black and white is pretty much inside. So let that start to pour out. We might not put white in this one. I don't know. Aha! I have some white. We might be able to do it. Oh, I have lots of white. We can do it. I'm still getting over this cold. It's been one heck of a journey. Definitely think I'm just going to do flip cups with these. As exciting as the strainer seems, I'm real not ready to do it. I haven't. I'd rather try it on with different paints before I use it with paints like this. Gotta love opening new paints. So unless I have a whole lot of extra leftover paint, I'm not planning on doing too many pieces tonight. I don't have a whole lot of room. This is pretty much where I've got to lay this to dry. It's right on the table. I can probably do some small pieces left over. So some of my small pieces from before that I did from the last pour really got damaged in the hurricane. I thought I had gotten all my pieces in, but there were 3 small pieces, both the magnets that I did and a small canvas that was really pretty. Unfortunately, the magnets separated from the canvas separated from the magnets, and those now just are magnets and no canvases, no pretty canvases attached to them. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those. The canvases shrunk, I think from the cold weather that came right after the hurricane. So not sure what we're going to do with that. They're still pretty. Actually, both of them are really pretty. They both were beautiful pieces, but they're just pieces of canvas. So I got to figure out what to do with those. I think this is missed. Oh, yeah. Of course, I had to clean up so well before Hurricane Michael that I promise I will not take much longer on this. It's just a matter of getting the pouring medium into it. Which we will do pronto. I'm going to remember to put silicone in. And if you see me starting to go beyond the point of mixing and without silicone, please try to remind me. Because I did forget the silicone on that last piece, and I think it would have been beautiful if there had been some cells in there. Now I got this box of popsicle sticks 12 years ago, I think. And I never knew back then that I'd be using it for what I'm using it. Thousands of popsicle sticks. I mean, I still have hundreds and hundreds of popsicle sticks left over. And the only reason I've bought any more is just to get the jumbo popsicle sticks for the big bottles of paint or Mod Podge or mixing lots and lots of paint. This is about the only part, the tedious part of this. My hand gets, I mean, I think there isn't any type of craft that I think that I get into doing that doesn't aggravate the carpal tunnel. I find it interesting how kitchen tools are so versatile in doing this work. I was just thinking a little mixer would be helpful with this. Last time I had just enough to do 4 cups. It's just barely. So hopefully I'll still have enough today. And I'm gonna try not to put as much in. I think 2 feet by 2 feet is about the same as 1 foot by 3 feet. So either way, you have 4 square feet, I think, or 3 square. Well, one where you have 3 square feet and the other one you have 4 square feet. So maybe not. Maybe I miscalculated that. I might need more paint than I have. A little new at the calculations. So are you an American Insomniac, or are you a fellow European, Asian, African, or Australian? Do you join me from overseas, or are you here in America and South America, North America? Somewhere. Should be sleeping when we are awake. These colors are really nice and bright. And when they dried fairly true to what they looked like when they were wet. So I was very pleased with that. I'm very pleased with that. I have to say. And I don't know if that's the difference between the Floetrol or the Deco Art pouring medium and the Deco Art pouring medium, or if it's just the colors that I use, the neon colors and the color shifts, or just a combination of both. I'd really like to start a discussion about that in the different groups that I'm in, or even in Fluid Art Natives group of the Rising Ash Sacred Mountain group page. Either way, I'm just happy I found those results. I just wish I could find the neon colors in bigger bottles. But understand that I am stuck with whatever supplies I have for several weeks now, because I have I don't know, situation that I'm in financially. I've got to make do with what I've got. Almost done. 4 more. Don't let me forget to put the silicone in. I know doing the stirring of the painting is not the most exciting part of the video, and I apologize. Normally I don't do that on video, or I stop doing that on video towards these latter videos, feeds, live streams. So it's just not exciting to watch. But we're about to get to the pour. Ooh, some beautiful cells already in this. Okay. Oh, Sprite in the background. Probably warning off Marmalade, the neighborhood cat that tends to try to come over to Ari place. Really upset if this turns out differently. And well, it's going to turn out differently because it's going to be the four corners coming together instead of in a straight line. So already I know. And I'm layering the colors differently. So that is it for the color shift. I've got to go back to the purple. Looks like we're getting some mud somewhere. White is going to just absorb all the colors. We'll just see. We'll see. I'm just going to suspend my judgment and hope for the best and not get too much mud. I didn't Wednesday night, so hopefully we did orange next. It seems like some of these are a little thick, so hopefully. Welcome. How are you doing? I wonder if you're the same person that was with me before, but I'm about to add 3 more cups to add, and the controversial yellow, just because it can be so muddy. It's thick enough, it should stand on its own. At least that's what I found. I don't know. Looks like a paste. Too much more in this one. We'll just start with purple because that seems to be needing the most. Almost don't want to put any in this last cup because it's got so much more than all the other cups. I tried. Put the scrapings in the purple cup. I just about did it. So, let them sit for a second. There's the side. White paint here. I would have liked to have black, but white is what we've got. Just to get the paint moving around on the board. There comes the nose again. Need a lot more paint than this. That was a start. Hey, spray. Thank God I have this. Where'd it go? This a whole lot more. Go through so much white. Need it in the gallons. Okay. You know, it's interesting the things you hear at night in these neighborhoods, even nice neighborhoods like ours. It's not any nicer, I suppose, than anybody else's. It's just, I don't know. One of my neighbors has chickens and a duck, at least one duck that we've seen, and I think I'm hearing it quack or something. perhaps that's what it is. I'm going to say that's what it is because I can't imagine what else is making this sound that I'm hearing. Either that or a rather odd bark of a dog. And that is more disturbing to think of as a bark than a quack. So I'm going to think of it as a quack and just leave it at that. Quack, quack. All right. So here we have some, paint on here. And we're about to have some flippity cups. So we have some white paint. And here we go. So I'm going to play with this one first since it seems to be wanting to come undone more so than the other cups. It's not really separating from the cup. See, I'm seeing this one. All right, here it goes nothing. Some interesting cells coming up automatically. A lot of white in that. And a lot of white in that. I'm not seeing the colors. I am not going to fret. Not as much white there. Interesting. Very interesting. So we've got some cells. And I've got some movement this way because I think we're not level. What might give that away? I want to let this just sit and see what comes up. And I just realized my torch is not here. But I really like what I'm seeing. And I flipped these a little differently than I did the last time. I took them apart. So I'm going to let you watch that for a minute. I'm going to get the torch. You won't even miss me. You'll be so awe-inspired by the cells that are developing there. Hopefully it won't run off the candles. They're still there. Wow, we got a lot of cells coming on here. Really like what's happening here and here. Really pretty in here. I want to go. Some parts that are moving and some parts that aren't, and some of the parts that aren't moving I don't want to move. Because there's some beautiful, colorful cells that have popped up. And I'm thinking this is going to be one that has negative space in it, quite a bit of it. I just wondering what it would have looked like had it been black on the background instead of white. But, you know, just a lot on that. There's not a whole lot that I feel comfortable taking from, really. Yeah, this is really kind of muddy. I don't know. The plank turned out a whole lot better than this is turning out. I think. Don't you dare fly in that. You get committed suicide. I'm liking it better. I think I want to torch it again. It's still not the same. And of course, not any no two pours are going to be the same. Some nice cells there. It lost a lot of the cells just in moving it around. That's what I need to work on, is learning how to keep my cells. There are some really pretty things in here, so I'm not going to boo-hoo over it. There are definitely some cells that are nice to look at. Just none of the big ones. Nothing I could stretch out and get to stick around. Definitely get a few more to pop up with the torch. See what happens here. Get to my tissues. I don't know. It's definitely different. I don't know what I think of it. I like the black. Prefer a black background. It's going to have to grow on me. I want to make it blue in the corners or a darker color. I may do that as it dries, after it dries. Nope, don't know. I'll get you down for a closer look. Again, the colors just don't translate. That's a bright neon green, not a pastel green. Not a mint green. And a bright pink green, not a magenta. Hot pink. So I don't know what you're seeing, but on my computer, it definitely looks totally different. And that's a hot pink, well, that orange looks almost right. That purple is right. Some really pretty things in here. It's very spacey. Reminds me of space in some parts. There's the hot pink I was talking about. That's looking better. That green is just not right. It's like a neon green is. Some of the cells are coming up. Had some really cool cells pop up in here. So, I don't know, the overall look here. To me, it feels like it's lacking in color. Not quite sure yet. So, let me see if I can. There really isn't any leftover paint. Well, maybe enough to do a little teeny tiny canvas. So I'll just scoot this down. We got a canvas that desperate need of some paint. It was a pour. It's a scraped canvas. So it was a terrible pour. Hopefully this won't be a terrible pour on top of a terrible pour. Just some leftover paints here. Got some. Did you just dive bomb into my? Hello, Sprite. Oh, he's chasing them off. Chase him away because I don't want him in my painting, Sprite. I might actually have to crack out some bottles of paint to finish this. There really isn't much in these cups. Not enough to do ribbons like Wednesday night. So, I'm pretty sure I used all of them. Well, hi, baby. Sprite was very lovey earlier tonight when we got home. And he somehow snuck into the house and nobody noticed it. Which is okay, because he's an indoor cat, indoor-outdoor. This moth is torturing him. Ah, we got some good stuff in here. Oh, hello. They all turned into purple and white, pretty much. I think that's it. So, it's an interesting leftovers. So, let's see. Let's see. Put a little blue. And a little bit of pink. Oh, it's got some pink already in it. And these are not mixed with deco art stuff. This is just straight paint. Reach. Little bit of orange or green. I'm a little colorblind. Not really. I'm just being. Oh, a little bit of green. Just creating leftovers. Yellow or orange. Looking at the yellow. Surprised these paints go a long way. Purples. I'm just. As I lie to myself. Come on, purple. Coax you out. No, there's no purple in this. And last but not least, yellow. We're going to get some glow effect on this. What do you think, Sprite? These are neon, I know, but whoa. There's a lot of yellow left in that bottle. Want to make some glow? How about some pink glow? Oh, we can't do that. It's a different consistency, bud. So, here we are. I'm just going to pour on top. This whole side needs pouring. Little tilt. Do a little tilt. Sprite, did you get that moth yet? My exterminator. My feline exterminator. I don't think there's any on that side. Tilt. And tilt. 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 And voila. We have leftovers. All right. Well, I thank those of you who came and visited, stayed for as long as you did. We have cells popping up as we speak. More cells have popped up since we stopped working on it. And it's just getting prettier and prettier. So I'm just going to leave it be, let it sit for the night, and cross my fingers that it looks even better in the morning. All right. This is Rising Ash, Sacred Mountain. Rising Ash, Sacred Mountain, saying thank you and good morning, good night. Share if you liked, subscribe if you liked, and we'll see you tomorrow.